All right, so this is a suggestion via Patreon. The name of the video is Celebrities Defending Chris Rock Against Will Smith, right? Jaden Smith, Jim Carey, and Denzel Washington. All right, now listen, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. The more that you like this content, the more that I know that you specifically would like to see more of this specific type of content, okay? Definitely was hoping to be kind of done with this, but it's still continuing. All right, let's get it, guys. Let's check it out.
To go up on stage and slap Chris Rock like that, he's lucky he didn't get his ass kicked.
Right.
Particularly after the event was over. If not by Chris Rock, to the fellas he had there with him. I mean, Denzel and Bradley Cooper and Tyler Perry having to calm you down. Your publicist having to run out and calm you down. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man. There's no excuse for it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even try to justify it, okay?
I will never make an attempt to justify what Will Smith did. Never. It was ridiculous.
I mean, you know, it's a lot of emotions. This is a long time, well, I think a long time coming for him. And it's a lot of emotion. It's probably all welling up in him right now.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation.
Yeah, he didn't deserve it. Absolutely. Again, as I said on another video, guys, when he walked up on stage, he had plenty of time, right, to calm himself down and not assault this guy. You know what I mean? He should have given up. For example, when he did that, he gave up his limelight. You understand? His multiple many years of fame, he gave up. When he did that, he is no longer an iconic figure, right? And specifically to like the deeply melanated community of America, you just allowed, right? He just allowed that image of two deeply melanated people on stage committing some type of violence to be spread around the world, guys. All right? A little disturbing, personally, for him to do that. The image is everything. America is the largest in a sense, exporter of our media. All right, that's our biggest export, guys. All right, let's get it.
Felt like Hollywood is just spineless.
Yeah, it is.
En masse.
They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
Of course.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
It's no longer news that at the 94th Academy Award, popular actor Will Smith slapped comedian Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife's hair. Right. Since then, there have been several opinions as regards whether or not Will Smith slapping Chris Rock was justifiable. While some are of the opinion that Chris went out of line with his joke, many strongly believe that Will had no right to do what he did at the award night. No. Well, in today's video, we'll be sharing with you the details of several celebrities who have stood behind Chris Rock since the incident. We'll dive right into this detail. But before we do so, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exclusive content on your favorite A-list celebrities. Let's get right in. Several celebrities have since come out to condemn the action of Will Smith at the 94th Oscars Award and take the side of Chris Rock amidst the whole incident. Popular actor Alec Baldwin is among those who have shown support to Chris Rock. Right. In a tweet which he made via his Twitter account, he said, "I am not reading much about how, or even if, the producers attended to Chris, but I love you at Chris Rock. And I'm sorry the Oscars turned into the Jerry Springer Show." Whoa. The 30 Rock Allen later shared the screenshot of the tweet on his Instagram account. Right. On the same note, Bethany Frankel, the Real Housewives of New York City alum, via an episode of her Just Be podcast, said, "You have a presenter that's working for you at the Academy. They are working for you. They touch somebody. They punch somebody. They slap somebody. You have the person removed."
Right. And I mean, I get it. He was going to win something that night. That should have been taken from him.
You give them their award separately. It's not like, oh, hey, I know you just smacked somebody presenting, but now we're going to give you an award.
Right.
She further added,
Silly,
it's
no?
awkward at best. I did not see the whole show, but from what I understand, that's what happened. I can't overstate the fact that you just can't touch another person. It's a bad example for your kids. It's a bad example for America. If anything she said were to be true, then yeah, it's a bad example to your kids. Will Smith's son, Jaden, went on his Twitter page and made a tweet that read, "And that's how we do it." That might just be the bad example Bethany was talking about. Popular NBA legend Kareem Abdul has also openly voiced his take on the issue. While writing via a Substack essay, he said, when Will Smith stormed onto the Oscar stage to strike Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife's short hair.
And now that I actually know that what they're referring to is alopecia, right? Something that is not life-threatening, but mostly cosmetic, to my knowledge at least. If I'm wrong, please correct me. It's cosmetic, guys. You physically assaulted someone because they made fun of something that is cosmetic. I don't know. Weird, guys.
He did a lot more damage than just to Rock's face. With a single petulant blow, he advocated violence, diminished women, insulted the entertainment industry, and perpetuated stereotypes about the black community.
Yes, I'm glad that someone other than me is saying this, guys. Right? He has a gigantic platform, and I appreciate you saying that because I have not heard many people say that at all. Right? At all. And he's absolutely correct, right? Like, I travel the world like enough to know what it's like to be the only person that looks like me in, I don't know, in an entire town at times. You understand? Where the only representation of someone like me is the representation they see in movies and on TV, right? He does not know how much that is going to hurt people in other countries that look like he or I.
Well, speaking of that, popular American rapper Cardi B echoed Denzel Washington's comment to Will Smith via a Twitter post which read, "At your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil tries to come for you." However, the main issue is that he did in fact assault Chris, and many might wonder who'd be the next person to try such an act.
Right. Well, I mean, I think there was another case actually in the history of the Oscars. I think it was John Wayne. I think he attempted to assault a woman on the stage, right? I think that happened. That was probably bigger or worse than this, but I get it. 4K. This is in 4K, so it means more.
Speaking in regards to that, Kathy Griffin made a tweet that read, "Let me tell you something. It's a very bad practice to walk up on stage and physically assault a comedian."
Yep.
Now we all have to worry about who wants to be the next Will Smith in comedy clubs and theaters.
Yep.
Popular journalist Maria reiterated that violence is never an option and shouldn't be celebrated in issues like this when she made a tweet saying, "We should never get to a place where we sit and watch a movie star hit someone on global television,
Exactly.
then, moments later, get a standing ovation while talking about love. Will Smith Oscars." That's her speaking the mind of several people.
Right.
Well, that's not all. Guys, there are more people who saw wrong in Will Smith's action, and rightfully so. They're not holding back their comments. Popular producer, actor, and director Rob was one such as he tweeted, "Will Smith owes Chris Rock a huge apology. There is no excuse for what he did. He's lucky Chris is not filing assault charges." The excuses he made tonight were not it. Even popular figures in the political world shared their opinion on the issue, as Labour Party leader Keir Starmer admitted in an interview with LBC that he was pretty shocked at it. He said, of course, there are circumstances, and anybody who insults family members excites something quite emotional in all of us. But on the other hand, to go up and hit someone in that way is wrong, I'm afraid. It was the wrong thing to do. It was at the Oscars. You've got all the cameras there, millions of people watching. It was wrong. It was
internationally, right? And keep in mind, like in America, they censored the words that he used after it, right? But in other countries where they have less, censorship laws, everyone heard what he said. You can easily go to YouTube and hear exactly what he said uncut, guys.
Was the wrong response in the circumstances. He's apologized, obviously. I get that, but I was struck by the fact that it didn't appear to me to be completely spontaneous. If something happens, somebody reacts, but he sort of walked on quite calmly and hit someone. Yeah. I'm sorry, for me that's the wrong side of the line.
Right.
George also stressed that it wasn't a good thing for Will Smith to lose his cool when several people were watching. He said, many people, especially kids, look up to actors.
Yep.
Because of that, we have an obligation to try to be good role models.
Exactly.
With celebrity comes responsibility. Okay, guys, while most people took side with...
Keep that in mind, though. I mean, honestly, guys, if you looked at this exact scenario, people are like, why do you have to, it's always the woman at fault. In this exact instance, he was laughing at the joke, bro. He was. Jada Pinkett is extremely narcissistic. That is a trait of hers, right? He allowed a narcissist to control his behavior. All right? She's basically famous because of him, right? I mean, for the most part, she's his wife. That's where she got her fame from. She was in a couple of movies, right, where she dated Tupac, but that's not the that's not why she's famous now, right? The last decade or 2 decades even, right? Her fame mostly comes from him. And the problem with that is that she, as a narcissist, right, feels absolutely terrible when things are not always on her. He said something that hurt her feelings, a comedian, as she's sitting in the front row and a celebrity. I'm pretty sure, as a public figure, you need to be fully aware that people can honestly say almost anything they want about you. You can do nothing about that. He looked over at his wife. His wife was very unhappy at that. They're both public figures. Deal with it. You're in front of a comedian. He's telling jokes. All right, the jokes about you are really good clicks. You get what I'm saying here? Take it, deal with it, move on. If you have a problem, discuss it later.
Chris Rock overrules
Act like
anyone.
an adult.
Some also noted the fact that the condition Jada suffers from, alopecia, which Chris made a joke about, is a painful experience that several women go through and shouldn't be a subject of a joke. Shockingly, Chris Rock assisted in creating the documentary titled
Good Hair. I remember it. I mean, yeah, and that was another thing that was somewhat contradictory in terms of what he did. But again, it's a joke, right? It's a joke.
Gore.
Men get all types of jokes about baldness, right? You should read some of my comments.
Hair, which
I don't go and assault people.
explored the relationship between African American women and their hair. So yeah, maybe he should have left that joke for someone else. However, despite the joke being uncalled for, it was minor compared to some jokes that have been said at several awards in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Memorably.
Oh, wait, hold on, guys. I think I read something somewhere. They were like, G.I. Jane, the movie he referenced was with Demi Moore, and Demi Moore left her husband to be with a younger guy, Ashton Kutcher, and it's a super similar scenario but Jada didn't leave Will. Jada just was she was with another younger guy publicly, right? And that joke was a lot deeper than it really was. And the reason why Will Smith laughed at first is because he didn't get it, and then it sunk in, and he then got up and was like, so really, it wasn't about her hair. It was about the fact that his cheating wife was having a joke told about her cheating ways.
The acerbic Rickies went after the likes of Judi Dench, Felicity Huffman, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
Well, we will let you be the judge. Moving on, guys, in a Twitter post that has since been deleted, Joe highly criticized the actions of Will Smith by describing the attack as violent and out-of-control rage, while noting that celebrities have always been the target of jokes for decades.
Yeah.
He said they've
job.
heard a million jokes about them in the last 3 decades. They are not freshmen in the world of Hollywood and comedy. He lost his mind. Farrow also took side in defending Chris by writing, "It was just a joke. Jokes are what Chris Rock does.
Yep.
Always has been edgy.
Yep.
This was a mild joke for him.
Yep.
And I love G.I. Jane. What I saw was one of Hollywood's most powerful movie stars walking onto a stage to strike a comedian for an unfortunate joke about his gorgeous wife's shaved head. Anyone who is okay with that has probably never been hit by a powerful man. As we advise our kids, use your words." Well, that was rightly said. Mark Hamill also described the incident and the ugliest moment in the history of the Oscars award in a tweet that read, "Stand-up comics are very adept at handling hecklers. Violent physical assault, not so much." The host of the Oscars award for the night, Wanda Sykes, also came out to say that Chris Rock is the only one that's apologized to her, insinuating that she was disappointed. She said, "I know he apologized to Chris, but I believe that we were the hosts, right? So this is our house. We're inviting you in. We're hosting. We're gonna take care of y'all tonight. Make sure you have a good time. And no one has apologized to us, and we worked really hard to put that show together." Sykes further stated that the decision by the Academy to allow Will to remain in the audience was gross. She said, "I just felt so awful for my friend Chris, and it was sickening. I physically felt ill, and I'm still a little traumatized by it. And for them to let him stay in that room and enjoy the rest of the show and accept his award, I was like, how gross is this?
Really weird that because an assault happened, there were no charges pressed by the state. I find that odd.
Sykes also added that she wished Smith had been escorted out of the building. Oh well, that sums up just how most people feel about Will's action. Though Will has issued a formal apology via his Instagram account, is there any more coming soon? Who knows? Our guess is as good as yours. That's all for today's video, guys. But before we end, what do you think of the incident? Would you support Chris Rock for making such a joke? Do you think Will's action was justifiable? Let us
No, there's no way that could be justified, guys. Absolutely not. Listen, let me know in the comments of the next thing I should be listening to or watching, right, in regard to this specific thing. And I will get into that as soon as I possibly can. All right. Listen, guys, you guys all have an amazing day. Enjoy it thoroughly. All right.